we are just going to jump right into it. So these are 5 books that surprised me so far this year. First, we're going to start with I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me by Jameson Shea. And let me tell you, I know absolutely nothing about ballet. Nothing. I mean, I did ballet when I was like a wee lad, but I know absolutely nothing. And reading this book, obviously, I definitely learned a lot about ballet, but also the thrill of this book. I mean, there are so many twists and turns in this book. The characters are amazing. I love the things that they touch on, the family dynamics, the differences within the different characters that are experiencing the beast, or I guess you could say different beasts. But I then found out that this book is a part of a duo. So I want to read the second one, but I don't know if I'm ready yet. But I will say that this book surprised me because it was really good, but it taught me a lot about ballet. And also, I just was not expecting anything about where it took me. So this was surprising in the plot, but also just surprising in the fact that I don't even know how I got into this. I probably saw the cover because the cover is beautiful. Okay, the cover is beautiful. I saw the cover and was probably like, I want to read this instead of reading the synopsis. But I'm actually glad I walked into it blind because, hey, it was a good book. 4.5 stars for me, to be honest. Next, we have The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. This was surprising because the plot was already giving very much, okay, what the hell is going on? So just imagine you're living your life and then boom, all of a sudden there's a box with a string in it. You're just like, what the hell is this? Well, the string is indicative of your lifespan. The only thing is that nobody knows what this means and nobody knows where they came from, but everybody now has a string. The length it determines your lifespan, basically. But it's also really hard to determine what differences between, a long string and a short string and everything, especially because there are older people that have long strings. There are younger people that have long strings, and you don't get your string until a certain age, number one. But this just changes life dramatically. I enjoyed the hell out of this book because of all of the realistic consequences that the author portrayed in there. I think there was a lot of conversation around what would really happen if something like this occurred in our society and the political climate changed. I mean, you saw politicians out here showing their ass. You saw how people, honestly, human nature just turning on people just because they had shorter strings. Now you have even more discrimination happening because you have a short string, which is crazy because it's like, I mean, do you just want me to die? I mean, it's wild. But I purely enjoyed it, especially because there's a lot of different point of views. And so you get little stories. Some of them are connected to each other as well because some of the characters know each other or they end up meeting each other. The only thing I didn't like was the ending because I felt their ending was a little rushed, but this was still a really good book and I enjoyed reading this with my book club. So the next book that surprised me this year so far is a very different book, but it's Simple Chains by Shay Sanders. This is a 3-book series, and honestly, I enjoyed the entire series. The entire series was a little surprising, but the first book definitely started the surprise, so I'm just going to start here. They really took Centauri through there. And it's like, I knew that there was going to be some elements of kinkiness, that there was going to be some elements of BDSM. I knew this was an erotica. I knew where we were going, but I didn't know how far. The how far is where is why this is on this list. Because it purely surprised me just how far they took it in each of the 3 different books, because each of the 3 different books focused on the 3 different people that Centauri was involved with. But I think the craziest part to me that shocked me in the beginning was just because it's like you introduced me to these people as like, yeah, we big brother, and I'm just like, huh? Like, yeah, my brother died, and he left me this place, but y'all live here and y'all supposed to take care of me, but I, as a reader, didn't expect for them to take care of her in this way. Okay. It was very juicy and honestly very entertaining, but just definitely surprising. Not like, oh my goodness, let me clutch my pearls and be prude, but it definitely was surprising because I wasn't expecting how far we were going. I did also like that this series, each book is written by a different author, which I was like, okay, they really blended the story really well with their writing, even though they were not the same person. So I really also appreciated that, and I cannot wait to buy these in physical form because I want them on my shelf. Next, we are going with Crucible by B.B. Reed. The reason why I put this on this list is because I had read Lilac by Miss Reed, and it was good. It was surprisingly good. It was my first White Shoes, to be honest, and my first introduction to BB. So I read that, and then when Crucible came out, I was like, okay, let me try this. I've been hearing such great things. Everybody was talking about it on Threads. I was like, I'm gonna read this. And it took me all the way through every which way. Because, I mean, the Mountain Men were in my head. I already said this. The Mountain Men, I love them. But the way this book had me questioning so many things, I was literally questioning my morale. I was writing in my book. I'm a type of person that likes to write notes in my book. I don't care. I write all through my book. Can't nobody tell me what to do. And I was highlighting, underlining, circling, like, what the hell? What are we doing? Like, Crucible is a ride that I enjoyed, I have to admit. But it was a ride that really had me questioning a lot throughout the book. And it tested me because there were times that I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, this is kind of wild, okay? You know, Stockholm, all these different things. And then it's just like, am I really rooting for the right person? Am I really supposed to be on this side? That's how Ms. Reed made me feel. And I was questioning everything. But it was a really good book. This is a 5-star read. So it is what it is. But it still surprised me so much. And last, but certainly not least, Anonymous Acts by Christina C. Jones. I personally did not know what the actual fuck was going on. And this was my first book by Christina C. Jones. It was a crazy ride. I mean, I have never felt like I didn't know anything in a book. Like, this is like a whodunit. And every time you think that you know who done it, you're told that you were wrong. Because there's so many people in this book that are trifling. Let's just say it that way. There's so many people in this book that are trifling. So many people in this book that want to get their get back for even very, let's just be honest, ridiculous reasons. Or some people that are just giving very stalker vibes. And they want what they want, even though they shouldn't and can't have it. I did enjoy both the male and female main characters. I liked how they were introduced to each other and how they met. I loved the premise of all of that. The techie vibe, the stalker, the hacking part of all of this, the company issues, the money involved, like this was a great book. This was a great book, But I would have never thought that I was getting anything out of this that I got, because maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem because I don't read too many synopses. I just look at the book covers and I'm like, let me read this. But definitely for CCJ, I had been, I have many books on my list from her that I need to read. And so this just happened to be the first one that became available to me on Libby. So I said, hey, it's time to read it. And honestly, this was a good, wild ass ride. And I would highly recommend it if you like a nice thrill whodunit, because I want to know if anybody was able to guess, if they knew, if they guessed properly who did this shit in the beginning. I need to talk to you. But these are the books that surprised me this year so far. I hope that I have some more surprising books by the end of the year. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.